Hello. In an earlier video, we built this really cool can rack in our pantry that sits between the studs, and it holds between 70 and 100 cans. But that wasn't enough for us. So in this video, we're going to build 3 more pantry storage ideas that you can also build.
That's one more than 2. Thanks for my TED Talk. The first project is we need a storage caddy for these bags because they're everywhere, and we're going to make it out of this tube. The first step is to take it down from 3 feet to 2 feet. Come on, let's do this.
Turns out the PVC tube was already 2 feet long, so we didn't have to cut it. But we did drill a large hole in the bottom. That large hole would be used to remove bags later. And then 2 smaller holes are added so that we can see what's going on inside the tube. It also lets us put the screwdriver through to put the screws in later, but really they're observation holes. Okay, so now we're in the pantry and I've got the 3 holes cut and ready to go, and 3 screws are in here already started, so I don't have to drill through it or anything like that. So I'm going to put the cap on the end. And for our purposes, friction is good enough. That way if we ever need to take it apart, there's no adhesive there holding it on. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, I got 3 screws here. They're going to go through into this little wall here next to me. And I'm using these little rubber washers because the cap gives us a little bit of an edge here. So to keep from leaning back, we're going to use these washers to hold it in place and get that set in place just like this. We put this board here specifically for this bag holder, because this is where we unload groceries, and this is where we're going to have bags. There, all mounted. So now we have this convenient tube right here in the pantry. You know, the pantry, the place we go when we have bags full of groceries. You unload your groceries, you take your bag, stick it in the top of the tube. Unload more groceries, take your bag, stuff it in the top of the tube. You need another bag? You pull it right out of the bottom. Super easy. So it gets the bags out of the way and stores them where we can get to them. It's a great addition to the pantry. It's already decluttered the shelves and the floors and everything else because these bags get everywhere, and we recycle the stuff we don't use.
For the second project, it's more of like an intermediate level. We're going to be making the Popcorn Hopper 3001. I originally designed the Popcorn Hopper 3000, but I love popcorn salt, and it just makes sense to store it with the popcorn. Anyways, this is going to sit on my counter in my apartment. We're making a second one that's going to hang in the pantry. And you're really going to see that one. You're also going to see mine. It's a 2-for-1 deal. We're all here for the ride. Now you have the popcorn extraction point, which is where you grab the popcorn out of. This popcorn to be specific. Popcorn storage facilities, of course, and salt storage cubby. It's going to be a lot of fun. Come on, let's do this. What are you doing? Let's go. The first step is to take the 1/4-inch boards that we're going to use for the structure and cut them down to the length that we need them to be. I did this for the backer boards, and I did it for the side pieces. Then I took the pieces over to the miter saw and I cut them down to the height that they needed to be. We used this 1/8-inch basswood for the front panels, which ended up kind of being a mistake later, but I really want to point out that I did not cross my arms when I used the miter saw. Many people have pointed out that I did that. I do not do that this time. The next step was to cut a notch in the base on the drill press, so that way your hand can get in to grab the popcorn, which is the entire point of this mission if you did not already realize that. The next stop on our journey of self-discovery is Glue Town, USA. where we use regular wood glue and super glue to glue the structure together. Now you can see that both models are present. You have the one with the ears for the popcorn salt and one with the U-shaped cavity for the popcorn salt. We used these same tricks to attach the basswood to the front. Now, the issue with the basswood is it is extremely flimsy and it would have broken sooner rather than later. So we actually had to add strength pieces after this. We used some random 1/4-inch scrap to strengthen this whole thing up. Now, the one without the ears on the right was actually not straight. It was pretty crooked to the point that we ended up not using the strength pieces. We gutted the whole thing and put on a new face. Now it's lovely, living its best life, but the left one kept this design. I scavenged around and found some more scrap that I could use for the ears. This ended up being 1/4-inch oak, which is a little bit nicer than I would have normally used for this project, but I think it was like pretty late at night and I didn't want to run power tools. I used the same tricks as before to glue everything together, and now I have a super neat place to keep my popcorn salt, which is an absolute necessity if you're going to eat popcorn, at least in my opinion. Welcome to Paint Town, USA, where I painted the eared hopper yellow. The other one we painted white, but the process looks the exact same except that the end product is white, so we really just showed you this one. Paint Town, USA has expanded its borders to include the puzzler. Check out that video after this one.
Many minutes later.
Welcome to what the final version of this project looks like. I kind of went with a 1960s drive-in movie theater theme, going from the top where it says popcorn, being pretty similar to like the signs that invite you to see a movie there at those establishments. These 4 little things are from different advertisements for like let's all go to the lobby or let's all get concessions. Just a fun little thing. But how you use it, you grab popcorn out from the bottom, not sponsored, this is a good brand of popcorn that I like to eat. You take this, throw it in the microwave, you pop it, and then as you purchase more popcorn as you do, you just put it in the top. You see this whole thing is filled with popcorn because it's popcorn time. Now, I also have the ears. You can keep popcorn salt. Don't know if you know this about me. I love popcorn salt. I cannot eat popcorn without popcorn salt because popcorn salt is delicious. Now that you know this about me, I hope that you just use this information for good times. I like this project and I hope you also like it. It's pretty great.
Hey, remember the other popcorn hopper? Well, here she is being installed in the little pantry. She operates the same way as her eared brother does, except she stores popcorn in a different compartment. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. I love her. She's doing great.
We recently finished this project where we put shelves up for cans, and they hold a lot of cans. These shelves look really awesome, and we're realizing that the older shelves in the pantry look kind of old and not awesome. So we're going to take care of one of these sets of shelves tonight. It's the pantry door. When we open the pantry door, these shelves flop and make noise like you just heard these do. So we're going to take these old metal shelves off and we're going to replace them with custom built shelves that are probably going to double the storage capacity on the door. Let's go do it. The first step to this project is to remove the existing pantry door. Yes, those are fairy lights overhead and those are 3-dimensional sculptures on the right. They both have long histories that I won't go into now. The wood shop is just down this hall, so it's not too far to carry the door, which is good because it got heavier later. A full-size sheet of 1/4-inch Luan plywood is cut down to match the size of the door. The plywood is then attached to the door with screws every 6 inches, so it's a lot of screws. This single piece of wood will support all of the shelves and the door handle hardware. Then a full-length piece of 3/4-inch pine is glued to the hinge side of the door. We're using this 2x4 here to force the pine to be straight. It was a little crooked, so we clamp it down to this 2x4 and that made it straight. Then Hannah goes through and marks off where the shelves are going to be using the T-square. We'll use these marks later to glue down the shelves. Then the shelves are cut from 3/8-inch pine. Each shelf for the entire door is 4 inches deep. This gives us pretty much the same depth we had on the earlier shelves and a lot more width. With the shelves cut to length, it's time to glue them down using a speed square to keep us honest and just regular wood glue. These shelves aren't going to hold a lot, so the glue should be plenty to hold things up. Glue should be fine for this application because the things in pantries are pretty lightweight, and we keep our really heavy stuff other places. The first set of shelves are glued down and squared up. Next, we'll add the pieces for the right side of the door handle side, and some holders for tinfoil.
This is a really big glue up, so how do we hold it together? With clamps. Lots and lots of clamps.
The next day,
All the shelving pieces are in place and it's time to remove the clamps. Here you can see the slots for the tin foil and all of the rails that we put in front of the shelves to hold items in. Time to paint the whole thing white to match the rest of the house, so it looks like it belongs.
Painting this by hand turned out to be a lot more effort than I thought, so I switched to semi-gloss rattle can enamel. Now look at it.
The new shelves are somewhat heavier than the original door. Not too much heavier, but to be sure there aren't going to be any problems, the 1-inch screws of the hinges are replaced with 3-inch screws. The pantry door is brought back inside from the wood shop and attached to those reinforced hinges. Longer screws are used here as well, just to take the extra weight. And that's it, the new pantry door is done.
10 seconds later.
So that's the new pantry door. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? It is a huge step up from the old busted metal one that we've used for a decade and has flopped around this door for all that time. So much more storage space, so much more secure. It doesn't move like this one does. And we already love it. It's fantastic. And these holsters down here that hold the parchment paper and the tinfoil and everything are the right height to grab easily. And it gets all this stuff off the shelves in there too. So it's been a good project for us. It supports everything that we need it to here, and it looks great. Now I'm thinking I got to get rid of those wire shelves in there because they don't look as good as this or the can wall inside. So looking at those, thinking about some scrap wood I could use. But that's the pantry door. Really awesome, isn't it? So those are the 3 projects that we put together that help us store more stuff in our pantry. We don't have more food than other families in our pantry. We just like to build storage things because we've got this wood shop and it all works out for us.
Now some of you might be wondering, why did you make 2 popcorn hoppers? Well, I do not live at home most of the year. I'm a college student. This is going to college with me. The other one is mounted to the wall in the pantry. You can't have it. Although, we love to see it when you guys recreate our projects. I feel like this is something that's pretty easy to replicate. If you choose to replicate it, please tag us on social media. It is the coolest thing in the world. I've seen a couple of you guys make the Dremel carrier case. It's super awesome. We love to see it. Tag us, follow us on social media. Do it.
Thanks to our patrons for helping us out. You make this sort of thing possible, so we really appreciate it. Little known fact, our patrons get extra commentary every video, every Friday video we do. We sit down and we talk about the good and bad things about the project, so you get to see that stuff. And also, patrons of any level get to see our monthly report of the upcoming projects for the next month. We made the first one public. It's the June 2021. It's on the list of videos, and I'll tag it here. Check that out, and that's what you get if you're a patron, so you can see what we're up to here in the shop.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon if you would not like to miss any uploads. Thank you for watching. Good night.